Okay, today we have an A1466 with liquid damage that appears to not turn on. So, let's take a look at this and see what we can do for it. So the first things first is I'm going to plug in my charger. See what this thing does. So plug it in. We notice we get no green light on the charger, so we have no light on the charger. It is completely dead. So you can see here, charger light, you probably can't see. It's going to the microscope. Let's see here. Microscope, no green light, no spinning fan. So, let's take the board out and let's have a look. So typically on these, it's either going to be an issue around the connector for the DC in board or an issue with the PB3B42 circuit. Our connector looks perfectly fine, but our PB3B42 circuit does not. So let's pull this board out. Let's grab a little screw holder, if I have one open here. Yes, I do. And we have corrosion by the lovely JTAG connector. Always fun. Always fun. And by the SMC. Here's our board. Our board has corrosion on it. Let's look at it under the microscope. Switch to microscope view. Greg is here. Caroline is here. Hassan is here. Joshua is here. Lars is here. Okay. So let's have a look here. So we have some by the LCD circuit. Now this doesn't concern me. This ultrasonic it, this will be fine. So this area looks okay. SMC reset circuit does not look so much okay. Let's keep going. JTAG looks like trash. 3V42 circuit doesn't look too terrible, honestly. Flux on that, and that should be fine. JTAG connector looks trash. We'll remove it. Trip by the CPU does not look too bad. That'll be okay after ultrasonic and a little flux. Backlight area looks borderline. Okay. We'll probably replace that driver. Thunderbolt circuit needs to go because that will fail and cause an explosion, which will be no good. So we'll replace that. Going down the list. Clock circuit looks okay. BIOS looks okay. U1950 looks okay. Yeah, everything else looks okay. So let's try and quickly fix this. So, the first thing I'm going to do is measure what I have on PPBus G3 Hot. Since this had no green light in the charger, I'm going to see, I'm guessing it's going to be 8.5, 8.2 or 8.1 because our SMC reset is going to be held low, preventing the SMC from running. So let's check that. Let's see what we get. So here's our multimeter. Put my multimeter up here. And we get 0 volts. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Yep, 0 volts. Which is kind of strange. What do we get on DC in? Because usually even with PB3B42 missing, we'll get like 1 volt or half a volt. Having straight 0 is kind of strange. 0. 0, 16? Maybe so. PP3V42, which this area looks like trash. It's 0 volts. So this is going to be our issue right here. So PP3V42 is missing, and most likely the actual regulator looks fine. It's more going to be the diode or anything in this area, probably that MOSFET that's causing it not to turn on. So let's take out the Wi-Fi card real quick because I don't want to burn that. And let's start with just heating it up and see what we get. First, probably take off that JTAG though. 10 people watching. It does not appear YouTube sent out notifications today. Flux there. Let's see, is that the actual accurate number? No, 13. What I'm gonna do is okay. We click on the fume extractor. Actually, I'm going to get some water because my throat is dry. Our fume extractor is on. Rob Brown is here. So this stuff actually rarely dies, even when it's corroded. So I kind of just want to try a reflow, because maybe this diode is the issue, I don't know. These are kind of a pain to replace, but I see this actually does not look too bad at all. Unless there's a short. A short can do it. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Let's get rid of this JTAG. Yeah, Rob, notifications have not been working. Let this board cool down a little bit. I think it's fine. Plug it in. Do we get 3v42 now? Nope, no 3v42. Wonder if we have a short. No short. So what I'm going to do now is check the inputs to the chip. I'll show you how I do that here. So here's our chip. So the first thing I want to check is to see if we're actually getting voltage to the chip. So how this works is we get our 18 volts in the charger and this changes it into 3.4 volts. So I'm going to measure this on the third pin. And that is 0 volts. So our chip is not getting voltage. Our chip cannot work if it's not getting the voltage required to work. So most likely we have something going on right here. So let's move up the chain here. Where'd it go? So, in order to get voltage here, we need to get voltage through this diode. So the diode has 0 volts, 0 volts, 0 volts. So, it's not getting through the resistor. So, let's check on one side of the other side of the resistor. 0 volts, 0 volts, 0 volts. So, our MOSFET right here is actually not opening. So, looks like we have an issue with either this diode right here or this MOSFET. So let's start by replacing the diode. Since the diode looked corroded, I kind of doubt the diode would fail, but let's just try it. So let's remember that orientation. The bar is towards those two resistors. Let's take it off. Aha, and see, that was not making contact, I don't think. And now it appears, so around every year, since I've been doing this, it slows down about this time of year, like June through August, and now it's going to get crazy again. It's already starting to get crazy. Let's grab a donor board. Oh shoot, my little foam thing fell off the microphone. my old donor board supplier has been doing something kind of screwed up. Almost every board I've gotten from them has been like baked, like the whole thing is overheated and destroyed. So I may have to not order from them anymore. Brian C says at least clean the area. I have no need to clean that area. We're not done yet. Okay, so board is sort of cool. Well, not really, it's still blazing hot, but who cares? Measure voltage again. And what do you know? What's that? That's a spinning fan. So this chip is still fine, still working fine. Let's just give it a little heat. If none of the pads are corroded, it's generally not harmful to leave them on. Just give them a good reflow. Like that. I used to replace every little thing that was corroded, but it's really not necessary. If it's just surface corrosion, it's really not necessary. I mean, there's different things that can occur, but so here's the thing. This chip handles only 3.42 volts, right? So you're not really going to harm it too much by shorting 3.42 volts across the pins. It may not work when you have corrosion on it, it may not work right, but you're not going to physically kill it like that. So it's generally okay to do that. Just clean it up, and you should be fine. Now some chips are a different story, like a regulator that handles 18 volts. If you short 18 volts across the 3 volt pin, then yeah, that's not good. So this area looks good. That area is fine. This is Thunderbolt. I don't like that cap. Or this cap. Or these pins. Alright, so this meets criteria for replacement because that pin is gone. What flux are you using? This is Amtech NC560, which I used to sell. Which I may sell again. It's a good flux. So there's this one ASD mod that you can do that I'm going to try when I have time. You can modify the ASD EFI versions to work on 2015 stuff. So I'm going to try that because that would be nice to have ASD for 2015 models. It's not really something I can share how to do, but there's information out there on how to do it. That went right here, right? Yeah. Tutorial on how to edit ASD EFI. I just said I can't really share how to do that for obvious reasons. I said there's stuff available. Scratch, I said that. I didn't say that. Yeah, I didn't say that. There's no way to do it. Alright, so I'm gonna reflow the backlight driver. It didn't look like it got hit too bad, because those aren't really available anymore, and I only have around 140 left, so I want to save those for as long as I can. Where does that go? Is that corrosion on a resistor near the left pad? Probably, but it's not significant enough. Corrosion on resistors isn't a big deal as long as the pad remains intact. An old client brought me an 1811 to fix. Yeah, that. No. That's all I would say. someone brought a PowerBook G3 or something and wanted it fixed. I'm like, telling him, you realize this thing costs like $5 on eBay. The guy says, well, so it's junk? I said, yes, it is junk. Absolutely. But it's a Mac. I know, but it's junk. It does not matter if it's a Mac or not. People have this weird this weird thinking of that because it's a Mac, it's gonna last forever and it's the best and this and that, and no matter how old it gets, it's still gonna be powerful, and that is simply not the case. Tim should do a stream where he fixes solely in the comments from viewers. That would go over real well. A lot of people think that they know exactly what's wrong with the board, and they try and backseat repair, but the thing is they don't realize that it's in front of me, and I often see what they think, you know. So that can get annoying sometimes, but I mean, sometimes I miss stuff. Other times it's just annoying. So in a year, I have decided that this is going to be my final. I just renewed the lease at the store for another year here. But I have decided that this year will be my last year at this location. The thing with my area I'm in now, it just sucks. The business is not here. It's all mail-in. So I could really go wherever I want. The thing with here is you tell someone $75 and that's too expensive. They don't want to do it. They'd rather go somewhere cheaper that does a really lousy job. So I think it's in my better interest to move my business outside of Palmdale and Lancaster and go somewhere else. I was thinking possibly San Luis Obispo area. Somewhere around there maybe, and seeing how it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be my last year where I am in the general area that I'm in because I'm sick of it. It's just, there's nothing here, you know. I mean, the summers are unbearably hot. The winters are very cold. Um, it never rains. The air is dry. You know, if I leave here and go somewhere for the day, you notice you feel a lot better. Like right now, my throat's irritated. You leave and go out of this place, and all that stuff goes away. So yeah, it's time to leave. The area in general is getting worse. We're getting a lot of um, the stuff from East LA is starting to come up here, and that is not good. So it's time to split. Dry air is bad because it irritates my throat. Come on, give me a question mark. Alright. One down. What ticket is this? Top slot. Only at 50 Celsius on the ultrasonic. That's not hot enough. One second here, so this one I have to... $24. Have to send this invoice. No one else to fix within 20-kilometer radius. Well, here's the thing. There's people that will try and fix it within 20-kilometer radius, and then it's no fix, or it's destroyed. No, Teresa, that is not the case. What was it about to do? Yeah, that's right. To grab another one to put on stress test. That's never the case, Teresa. This CD3215 was... This board was one of the ones I was doing on stream last week. This one was an absolute headache. I got trolled big time. I replaced all of them. I look under the microscope, and I looked under the microscope, right, and I see a corner of one of the CD3215s leaning down. So it was the second one I replaced. That one was the issue, and I replaced all of them because that one that I soldered improperly. Got trolled. It happens though. Now it works though. I really don't like doing those underfilled CD3215 jobs. And there's going to be a board in just a minute, guys. Like I said, I have other stuff to do. Come on, go into the boot menu so I can boot in the stress test. Oh, that's strange. It just shut off. Never talk about something working, honestly. Don't even tell me this thing just died as I was talking about it working. No, it's still alive. Or is it? Why? No, it died. Seriously? Never talk about how you fix something. 'Cause now this thing died. Or did it? What do you use for stress test? A combination of Prime 95 and Prime 95 and Unigine Valley. And Teresa, yes, I know you can't see anything. I jinxed it. This doesn't work anymore. Now it's working. I hear the chime, the charger noise, and then like it dies right after. So that's cycling. That's, yeah. Okay, next one. I don't have one, Snoopy. Okay, what's the issue with this one? Alright, so this does not, let's see, what does or doesn't this do? Fan spin, no green light. Do you chime at least? You don't chime. Ah, that's why we have no green light. We have corrosion on the DCN connector. And I can't see image on this one. Okay. I just recently bought a MacBook Pro. I like to upgrade my memory RAM. Well, guess what? If it's a new one, it's soldered onto the board and it's underfilled, so you're out of luck. You should have bought a ThinkPad. No MacBooks. With the 3v4 2-pin that's corroded, I'm not going to get chime because that powers the audio circuit. So, yeah, you shouldn't have bought a MacBook, unfortunately. Green light. Fan spin. Chime. Post, please. No post. One big shaver lasts him a whole year. That's not accurate. I have not streamed in a while. Okay. This is later in the pile because this is probably, who knows what. I don't want to troubleshoot a no post right now. I dare Tim to grow on a full-on Viking beard. So here's the thing. When I don't have facial hair, people will leave. They'll see me, or they used to, and they'll leave. They won't leave their stuff. When I do have facial hair, they'll leave their stuff. So, yeah, that. Oh boy. Corroded CPU Mosfets. On a Broadwell. No. Crazier things have happened. No way. There's actually no PP bus short. Justin, that sounds like a great thing to use your brain on a little bit. 15 ohms to ground, we're good. There's hope for this one. We're not going to put any power into this board before replacing those FETs because we don't want it to fail and kill our CPU. Justin, it's never good to please bro like that. When you say anyone with question marks, it's like desperation. So what I recommend you do is leave it for 5 minutes, come back and think about it, and try and solve the problem on your own before giving up and asking for help. That's the only way you'll learn. That's how I learned. Please broing is not good. I did not, Teresa. I shaved because I was starting to look borderline homeless. Corroded SMC, corroded backlight driver, corroded CPU Mosfets, corroded U1950. This one should be nice. So, let's talk about which corroded SMC too. Hopefully the SMC is okay because I'm out of... No, I have one more 00165 SMC. We go through those fairly quick. It's a fairly common board to get. Okay. So, U1950. This is the cause of our no power issue. I'm telling you right now. Well, combination of this and this. So, corroded SMC area, not good. That will replace, backlight driver will replace, and CPU MOSFETs will replace because this area, we don't want to kill our CPU. So first things first, we got to replace the CPU MOSFETs or else we could risk killing the CPU when we apply power to it. So a lot of people will plug in the charger or inject voltage and they have a short and they end up killing the CPU. Never do that. If you have corroded CPU MOSFETs that shorted a PP bus, there is still hope. We don't have to replace the other ones, just the corroded ones, unless they're shorted. If they're shorted, that's a whole nother story, but then you have to replace all of them with the controller, but that's not the case here. At least I don't think so. We should do a stream, only the viewers fix the board one day. That would be fun. I think I'll do that. Only the viewers fix the board. MOSFET stolen, MOSFET burned on the donor board. I don't trust that. Oh yeah, and then we'll probably be streaming the repair of this thing. So check this out. This is a 980 Ti. This was supposed to be sold to someone. And what happened with this is it exploded. A resistor right here exploded on it in testing. So I have to replace this resistor, this MOSFET, right here, this controller thing right here, these two MOSFETs right here, probably this too. I'm just gonna replace anything before the CPU power phases. What controller does this have? Should be an on semiconductor, I think. I don't know. I don't see where the controller is. But yeah, the core should be okay. But yeah, the poor 980 Ti failed very violently. So, and no, we're not doing this as a service. This is just something I have to fix because I told someone I was selling it to them, and then it died. So, should still be fun. Okay, what was I doing? Donor board, right? The die of that 980 Ti is absolutely huge. I do hope the core is okay though. That would make me sad if the core is dead. I don't think so. Let him try, Cam. He will not succeed. Gross. No way, our 3v42 pin is actually intact. I don't have to run a wire. That's a miracle. Or is it? Maybe, maybe not. Need a smaller tip. I need my JSO2. Looks good. Let's grab U1950 off a donor. Next area is this issue right here. This one's pretty bad. Hope I can get away with a reflow on this one. Okay, why the heck did my image freeze? Wait, it isn't frozen. The tweezer's stuck like that. I went to answer the phone, and I thought it was, When are you gonna work on the graphics card? Next year, probably. Yeah, probably next year. The iPad, I actually have another iPad here, Cam, that you don't see a ticket for. Um, it's an iPad Pro. I actually got a defective screen that I have to. It's actually being overnighted. The iPhone is done, by the way, Cam. The iPhone 5. The iPad is done, so we're almost done here with everything. Well, no, actually not. We're just the old stuff. The MacBooks are still plenty of them. Lately, there just hasn't been good stuff to stream. It's all been boring, long repairs that no one wants to watch because they're all just headaches. So that's why there's been a lack of stream, combined with another personal issue. Oh shoot, the controller of the CPU is all corroded. I didn't even see that. That's not fun. Glad I didn't put power on it. I did not even see that. That's not good. That's not good at all. That means our CPU could have took a big spike at one time. Here's our poor CPU buck controller. This makes me sad. This makes me want to lose hope on this whole thing. I actually want to do a before and after of this area for the website. I've had this idea for a before and after comparison. So I want to actually try that. Take a picture. Nah, screw it. I can send you a phone if you want. I don't want a phone. If you're talking about my own personal phone, I really could care less about that. Having no phone honestly sounds very, very peaceful. Like, very peaceful. I'm gonna replace the other two MOSFETs now to be safe. How can you say... I have no idea what you mean, Cam. You can message me. So we have a corroded via wall, missing via right here. That's PP bus, right? Yeah, that's PP bus. That has to be connected to one of the bigger capacitors though, which we can actually find. Where is it? Wait, I'm confused. Is this a 3435? No. I don't know. We'll find a place for that. Probably run it to the other side. Okay. That trace is completely gone. So we're gonna need a wire from here to here. Easy stuff. What temp air is this? This is 430 degrees Celsius. Alright, there's one. So let's do this area first. Wait, there was another one right here. That's good. Dump some more flux right here. And what is that? That is a foreign... airflow is max airflow. Bunch of gross capacitors. Cam, I said this is 430 degrees Celsius and max airflow on the quick. Your max airflow is like the quick slowest airflow. It just takes practice. You'll get, I mean, I can solder 201 stuff at max air without it flying away. This has got to go. Alright, so MOSFETs now. I don't feel comfortable without replacing these MOSFETs, honestly. I could probably get away with it, but I don't want to take the risk. Rather would be safe than sorry and have it not work. Hi Tim, love your videos from the UK. Hello. And Cam, I'm using it's a 8 or 12 millimeter nozzle. I think 12. So it's a big nozzle. Let's see, 12 millimeters, 1.2 centimeters. Where's my ruler? I am using a 8 millimeter nozzle. And Cam, you're just starting. I was terrible starting. Heatsink the CPU die. And Cam, I'm really not that good. Yeah, I'm really not that good at soldering. Diagnostics, I'm pretty good. Soldering, I'm kind of lousy. Cool down the board a little bit. My mat is absolutely disgusting, so let's clean the mat. Yeah, you can't work on a mat like this. Gross. better. Okay, what was I? Alright, so here's our board. So now we gotta run a wire to this pin right here. Let's see. Alright, so we have to run a wire. We could actually... okay, so that's the no stuff capacitor right there. Cool. So now we just flux, flux. Solder. I think it survived though, because our CPU, our MOSFETs weren't shorted and our CPU is okay. It was still 15 ohms to ground, which is perfectly fine for Broadwell. Stay there. It's good enough for me. Little sad that other one died that I worked on. Almost sounds like a trace issue. Because sitting overnight, I don't know what that would do. Who knows? DC in board. Charger. Plug it in. That's not good. PP bus is 0 volts? No. Is it 0 volts? 3V42 is 0 volts. DCN is 0.65 volts? What? 0.65 volts on DCN. Nothing on 3V42, obviously. Alright, so does this work with... oh, that looks burned. There's corrosion there. That's going to be Q7180 most likely. Or R7180. Oh, ISL. This one has been a pain. Corroded ISLs never work right. So don't even try. Alright, Tom, have a good day. Thank you for stopping in. The ISL from my donor board is crooked and half taken off, so that's perfectly trustable. Nah. I'd rather not test that. I wonder if 3v42 is shorted for my SMC being bad. Okay, do we get fan spin now? Hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. Yes, no, maybe. What's PP bus at? Nothing. Nothing. Alright, so I think we have an issue with Q7080 now. Q7180. Let's find a replacement for that. This is common. This thing just dies, and that looks pretty overheated. That honestly looks like it got hot when they're that color. That's a sign. It's not a sure sign, but it is suggestive that it got hot. Second one is going to be R7080 that can cause those symptoms. R7080 is frequently knocked off, at least from what I've seen from people working on them. So if this doesn't work, we'll replace R7080, but it's generally those two things. It's also possible my charger's starting to die. This is the same charger I've had since the very beginning, so. How did I get that? I think that charger... So, somebody sent a laptop, and they didn't want the charger back for whatever reason. Or I think they didn't want the whole laptop back, and that's how I got that charger, believe it or not. My first board repair, I did not even have a charger. I relied on the charge and the battery, which is sad. But hey, you gotta start somewhere. $85 charger was a lot for a 15-year-old that was broke and was trying to fix boards. Alright, I gotta find one of those things, because those are gonna be stolen off of a lot of the donors. Present. First one. Nice. I'm getting hungry, so it's almost time for lunch. I think I've justified lunch. If I fix two. I actually have to do shipping before lunch, unfortunately. No eating first. Okay, plug it in. Still no fan. I think I'm getting trolled at this point. 0.63. Is my DCM board bad? Is there another test DCM board right here? This seems like trollish. Yeah, this seems trollish. This is why you don't get enough calories. That is absolutely right. The only thing that usually causes this... 0.67. Alright. I bet if we were to get an aftermarket charger, or on the DC power supply... So if we were to get this... Now this could be an SMC issue too, believe it or not. I hope it's not an SMC issue. I want to see if this will even give me fan spin. Alright, so here's an aftermarket knockoff end. And the fan spins. Of course the fan spins because that's a knockoff charger. So when this happens, you have an issue with either Q7080 or R7080 right here. So that looks fine. I doubt that would fail. R7080. R7180. I've seen this guy cause issues. Usually when it's missing it causes issues. Not when it's present and blown, but crazier things have happened. And I'm not growing actually anymore. I've stopped growing. No, you don't keep going to 25. That's fake news. At least I'm not growing anymore. I have not grown in years. I'll probably grow rounder if I stop fixing MacBooks to eat, but I'm not gonna grow to any taller, I don't think. The thing that gets me when I'm hungry is I'll forget stuff, and that's what I'm forgetting right now, the orientation of an LP8550, and I've replaced hundreds upon hundreds of these things, and I should know the orientation of it by now, and yeah, that's right, the dot's up in the corner. LP8550, my precious LP8550 that nobody could know that I bought the last of the stock in the US. That's a secret here. Nobody can know that. Don't tell anyone that I bought the last of the stock in the US of the LP8550. It's a closely guarded secret. These are like gems now. Nobody must know that I have these. And yes, that was Max Air soldering that as well. I always use Max Air for everything. My throat is dry. Okay, let's see if it works now, and if it works, I will go get food after shipping. After I do shipping, I can go get food. Is that a deal, everyone? Well, I have to fix this board before I can start shipping, and after shipping, I can get food. Charger plug in, fan spin, spin fan, spin fan, spin fan. $16 volts, but no spin fan because the board is probably too hot. So it was R7180. The filter on the fume extractor is okay. Okay, plug in. Let's let it cool some more. Why no spin fan? 8.14 volts. It's the SMC. What's SMC reset? So my hands are starting to shake from not eating. 3.3 volts. This means the SMC is dead. But why does it work with the other charger? Does it still work with the other charger? Go eat health first, says Justin. No. No. But it works with this one. And PP Bus is what with this one? $8.56. What? How? Charge? Huh? Okay, maybe I will wait till food after this because this is a weird one. Why would it have, unless the charger is resetting the SMC from being, wait. No, health comes after all the MacBooks are fixed. After all the MacBooks are fixed, I could finally worry about my health. Which is one of the reasons why I actually put something off until next week that I was supposed to have this week. Because there was MacBooks to fix. And whoa, the JTAG was in the fan. The JTAG is still in the fan. This is the aftermarket charger, unfortunately. That JTAG is gonna go for a ride. Now let's see, does it work with the other charger? The one that we needed to work with in order to... I think it's a dead SMC, unfortunately. Okay, I'll have to replace that SMC. No big deal. I've done this before. But it's time to go get lunch. It's time to start shipping stuff, then go get lunch. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.